Hey guys, there's something I've been wanting to say for a while, but I only just created this YouTube channel, so I'm gonna say it now. I know that I'm not famous and my opinion doesn't matter, but I'm gonna say it anyway because that's how I feel. So one thing I'm gonna talk about is increased sensitivity amongst people, especially teenagers, but especially black teenagers. Because I feel like nowadays everything offends us. Every word, every side look, every mention of race offends us. And I feel like we cannot grow as people or as youths in general if we let every tiny little thing kill us. And I'm excluding the situations where people are actually being racist, like the shootings by police and all that. That is just disgusting behavior, and I hope all of those people get kicked off a cliff somehow. But I'm talking about stuff that isn't actually offensive, but we see it as offensive because we're too busy making up scenarios in our head. We're so paranoid now that somebody's gonna say something bad about us or offensive to us that now, if we hear anything that sounds a bit off, we go straight into attack mode. And I noticed it when I was back in boarding school, because I went to a boarding school where there were only 2 black people in the whole school. It was all white and Asians. And of course I felt out of place, but then I began to make friends with people and talk to people, and I realized that not everybody has these stereotypes in their head and this paranoia. But I had a new friend that joined who felt like, she was on the out, she was gonna get bullied, she was gonna get spoken down to, and nothing happened. There are people out there that are racist. But just to make one thing clear, black is a shade. It's a shade. It's a shade. You are allowed to say black without having any type of stereotype attached to it or race attached to it. There is nothing wrong with saying this is black. But I have met people that get offended by hearing that. People get offended by the word Negro, people get offended by the word nigger, and it's like, nigger is a bad word. I have a problem with black people who feel like it's okay to say the word nigger but want to complain when other people do it. It's a bad word, period. It has such horrible history attached to it that you shouldn't want to keep taking that into further generations. That should be the past. But we can't take a word from the past and make it now and then worry about other things coming forward too. Now I get that, it's a time of endearment to some people, and to some people it's a way of showing that, the white people can't bring us down, or racism can't bring us down, because we're going to take a word used against us and we're going to use it to empower each of us. But ask yourself, is it really necessary? Of all the words you could use to empower each other, like brother, sister, brethren, you choose one of the most hatred-filled and disgusting words to label yourself as. That doesn't make any sense to me.